So I've been on this thing where I challenge myself every new month. Having a theme for the month just encourages me to get certain goals done. And I'm really excited for the rest of the year because I just started this January. So in February, I did a 28-day content challenge where I had to post every single day on TikTok and Instagram for 28 days. And guess what? That drained the life out of me. It wasn't because of the analytics, but because I had to spend so much time doom scrolling on social media, all in the search for content inspiration. Anyway, at the end of that challenge, I just felt so exhausted from social media and I knew it was time for a reset and detox. So for March, I decided to do a self-care challenge where I'm incorporating one self-care routine into my daily activities. And this is exactly how it went. Hola. Hello friends and welcome back. This is Tinuola if you're just seeing this hot chocolate for the first time. And right here, I share valuable content. So if you like the vibe, please subscribe down below. All right, so I did a 30-day self-care challenge to reset and detox because I felt like I really needed it. After so much social media content and so much time on social media, I don't hate social media. I think it's absolutely useful, especially if you have a business, you're a content creator, a freelancer, you can use social media in a healthy way. And that is one thing I'm very proactive about. But at some times in the year or, at your workplace, you notice that you're putting in a little bit more effort than usual. You might need to meet certain goals and you're working a little extra hard, to meet those targets and numbers and goals. And that is exactly what I was doing during my content challenge. So for March, I did a self-care challenge to help me reboot and reset. So at the end of that challenge, I felt like I had no motivation, no energy. I was so burnt out, guys. And instead of quitting everything, I decided to slow down this month and focus more on self-care. This is not to say you need an entire month to focus on self-care and the rest of the year you can literally work yourself out. No. Self-care is better practice when you incorporate it into your daily routine. And that is exactly what I want to share with you in this video. So if you've seen any of my recent videos or you've been around for a while, you'll be familiar with the free self-care guide that I shared that I was using for my challenge. And if you go through this guide, I was mostly doing things that were inexpensive because I feel like people think self-care has to be expensive. So nope, absolutely not. These were practical things that you could do even if you have a busy schedule. Simple things like a reminder to journal. Journaling is like one of my longest self-care practices because it really helps when you're being indecisive, confused, or happy, or even when you want to brainstorm. There were also other things like taking a walk for like 30 minutes, which is a great time to exercise and connect with nature. The trees around us, and in as much as we're in winter here in Canada at this time and it feels like all the trees are dead, they're actually not dead. Nature has its own energy that is constantly releasing, and if only you sit in nature or walk around and just observe the little things in your environment, take a fresh breath outside, that would instantly improve your mood. As human beings, we're made to move. We are not couch potatoes to just sit down and work in a boxed environment and get into that everyday routine of just going to work and come back home and going to work and come back home and eat dinner and watch TV. I mean, there's more to life than that. So it's always nice to move around, get active. And this self-care guide is more of a guide. It's not a task. So it doesn't feel like, oh, I have to do it. Work culture and hustle culture has really gotten us bad. It's beginning to feel like self-care or even taking out time for ourselves is now a luxury, which is not supposed to be. And when it comes to money or hustling, your financial well-being also goes a long way. Money stress trickles into other aspects of our lives. Imagine having a huge debt because you made an impulsive decision to get something that isn't worth it or isn't even your priority or goal, and now you have to work harder, extra job, have sleepless nights just to pay back. So being more mindful of your habits, areas in which you need to improve on, including your finances, your emotional well-being, all of that is holistic wellness and self-care. And that is what I absolutely preach. Something I started doing just about a year ago is to have a budget tracker. And this was a life-changing hack for me because I've always thought I was on top of my numbers. I know what is going in and what is coming out, and I have a good idea of my financial habits. But when I got a budget tracker and I started using one, I was like, what? It's so different when you look at the numbers and you look at the patterns than what is in your mind or what is in your head. So we can't always have everything in our mind clearly or everything in our head clearly. And that is why it comes handy when you use a to-do list, a reminder, a planner, a tracker for different aspects of life that you're improving on. Many times our emotions, our priorities, things change, including our moods. Especially as women, there's so much control on the inside and then the outside. There's so much influence everywhere, and you can get caught up in these mood swings and you're not really sure of why you're feeling this way or what triggered a certain feeling in you. So having a mood tracker or a journal with prompts also comes handy. And these are things that literally takes you like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes out of 24 hours to do, like journaling. I like to journal or read a book before I go to bed, or when I'm in the car or in the bus. These are things that I do to pass time instead of just doom scrolling on social media. And one thing I really like about, putting myself on any sort of challenge is accountability. Yes, I have an accountability group. I come online, I tell my community, my newsletter community, and I share these resources with you guys that this is exactly where I'm at. These are areas in which I'm improving on. These are things that I want to try out to see which is working, which is not working, to see if I can actually meet up with my goals. Just being accountable in general, because goals without any sort of accountability is almost like you're just talking. It's almost like you're just wishing. I mean, you need some level of accountability, especially for someone like me that gets tired of things or gets distracted. Having an accountability partner goes a long way, and I'm incredibly grateful for my community. And if you ever feel like you're at a point where you need a reset, a detox, you want to start focusing on your health and your well-being more and more, and you're not exactly sure where to start from, it feels like, oh, there's this there, that there, too many information. You really don't know what is effective, what's not, and you just need something to guide you through this new stage, then you're going to love what I'm about to say, because I literally created a comprehensive self-care workbook for you. I created a self-care workbook because I knew I needed one. So out of just going through what I'm going through and having to come up with resources that are helpful, I came up with a self-care guide that includes things like a 30-day self-care challenge. This is going to be a revised version for my previous free 30-day self-care challenge guide. The workbook also has other things like daily planner, meal planner, finance planner, journaling prompts, a value exercise, honestly, and so much more. There are different aspects of our well-being that we need to start paying attention to and being more intentional about. And the way our brain works and our current society works, where everything just feels like go, 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 and you really don't have time to sit down and think everything or remember everything in your mind, in your head, it really helps to have like a workbook, a tracker, a planner, a budget. Those things really come in hand. That's when you start seeing good results. Doing this exercise and keeping an eye on these various aspects of our lives really helps us to have that sense of clarity, calm, peace around, our well-being. If you're interested in getting this guide, all you need to do is to comment below self-care and you'll get the link to download and print out this workbook. You can also use it digitally if you prefer, but I'm such a paper and pen girl and it always works for me to just download and print things out. And I guarantee you, if you use this workbook, you will see improvements. This is about simplifying things as easy as they can. I literally simplified everything in this workbook to have everything in one place where you can just go in and come out and have everything documented in one place. This is also something I'm using. I'm seeing self-care as part of my routine. It should be part of our routine. It's not a box. It's not a task. It can be inexpensive. You don't have to break the bank. It's not like a rigid system. It's more of an inspiration and a guide, and with prompts to help you incorporate these practices into your routine. Because the thing is, if you don't schedule self-care into your practice, if you don't schedule that 15 minutes to take a walk or to journal or to call a friend or to volunteer or help someone with a task, if you don't schedule these things into your routine, there will always be excuses on why not to do them, on how you don't have the time to do them. And it comes with practice. As with any habit or developing any new skill, you need to do it for 21 days at least, every single day, for you to get a good momentum and for it to start becoming natural. It reminds me of when I started swimming and going to the gym, which was just last year. I did not like going to the gym. I still don't really like going to the gym, but because I really enjoy swimming, and swimming is just like one of my is one of my favorite exercise to do. It's so relaxing. It helps me with my mood, everything. Because I enjoy doing this, I had to fix my swim and my gym in the same place so I can consistently go to the gym at least once a week. I'm putting a task I love with a task I don't really like, putting that together to make it possible for me to show up every time. So that's another thing I want you to keep in mind when it comes to taking care of yourself in general. There are certain things that would not feel like the best at first, and you don't necessarily need to focus on that. Look for things that you actually enjoy, activities you enjoy. If the self-care guide says, or take care of your plant or take care of your pets today, and you don't have a plant or pet, you could care for remember to call your nephew, your niece, your younger one, just call someone or take care of someone or provide help or assistance to someone, because all of these things are part of self-care. We are social beings as human beings, and we need to interact. We need to inspire one another, help one another. All those things create positive impact in us. Anyway, I hope this video inspires you in one way or the other to start taking your health and well-being from a holistic point of view, and to start paying attention to yourself and taking care of yourself better. You do not need to splurge. About a month ago, I felt horrible. I felt overwhelmed with all the tasks I needed to do, and it's okay. Sometimes you have to push harder. Sometimes your schedule will be overwhelming. Sometimes you have to just chase the numbers, but it's also okay for you to rest. We shouldn't stay in that toxic culture of productivity, where we just have to keep going. Part of productivity is rest, is sleep, is honoring your body and nourishing your body, your mind, your soul. And this is exactly what I did for 30 days this month. I feel so much better as a person. There's this air of ease around me, and surprisingly, I became more productive this month than I actually thought I would be. I was able to do things from a relaxed place, from a more thoughtful and focused place, instead of just the usual panic. I was also very specific about, areas to focus on, which social media was not one. I set simple goals for me to accomplish, and as usual, I stayed accountable. If you haven't started, please start incorporating self-care in your routine as much as you can, so you don't hate yourself in the process of becoming your dream self. Anyway, I'd like to keep this video short and sweet, so if you did enjoy so far, please give it a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and comment self-care down below to get the link to the workbook. I'll see you guys in the next video, but in the meantime, keep shining. Bye.